Balthazar, 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 Balthazar.
In Professor Balthazar's town, as everywhere in the world, there were bees and beehives, and of course a beekeeper whom the bees adored. The beekeeper was called Frank. He loved the bees and loved the honey which they produced so generously. However, Balthazar's town, like every other town, was slowly filling up with cars. Even car factories started springing up. And then spare parts factories. And then spare parts factories for the spare parts. And before anyone was fully aware of what was happening, the formerly lovely town was gray and dirty. The people somehow managed to go on living in spite of these horrors. But not the plants. What little the bees managed to gather tasted like petroleum and not like honey. When finally the bees began fainting on the job, Frank gathered up the hives and sadly left the town forever. During this time, Professor Balthazar had been so preoccupied with his inventions that he hadn't even noticed what was happening. And when he got a postcard from Frank, he thought that he was merely away on his summer holiday. Now, even though the bees were very happy up in the mountains, Frank most definitely was not. Neither the fresh air nor the excellent honey could lift the pall of sadness which had depressed him ever since he had left Professor Balthazar's town to live in strange surroundings. It was only when the other townspeople asked him to help that Professor Balthazar discovered what had happened. He thought and thought and thought, and then he had the solution. he invented the smoggy X, which swallowed up the fog and smoke in the town. And from the waste matter it collected, a gas was produced with which the townspeople filled their cigarette lighters. The fruit trees blossomed once again, but something was still wrong. There was no fruit. Fruit became something people only remembered. But no matter how longingly they remembered it, there was simply no fresh fruit to be had. Even the professor was a bit confused at first. But then he realized what the problem was. There were no bees. So who was to pollinate the flowers? He wrote to Frank asking him to come back, since after all the town was now clean again. A celebration was prepared in Professor Balthazar's town for Frank's return. And when he reappeared with all of his bees, there was general rejoicing. That summer, the townspeople enjoyed the smell of flowers once again. The bees found what they were looking for, and everyone knew that fresh fruit would soon again be available. But no one was happier than Frank. He felt at home once more. And on Professor Balthazar's birthday, Frank presented him with a jar of the best honey from the orchards of Professor Balthazar's town.
Balthazar, Balthazar, Balthazar,